What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. That's right, today, ladies and gentlemen, we got quite a shocker for you. Whenever I want to react to a video, and on the video, the original video, the likes and dislikes are hidden. Hold on a second. See this little thing? I can't stand them things on these tank tops. We don't call them by their old names anymore. Anyways, like I was saying, it's always probably going to be a little juicy when the likes and dislikes are hidden. The man that we're going to be watching today is Randall Moore. He's going in front of the judge to be sentenced for killing his wife. Not only killing his wife, but also shooting an officer that came to help at the scene. Yes, that in itself is crazy, and we hear stories about this type of shit all the time. But what this man says in the courtroom, it is just absolutely treacherous. But as always, before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave if you enjoy. We talk about all things lockup related over here. But this is Randall Moore, ladies and gentlemen. He's about to speak after the mother just spoke. The mother of his wife that he murdered. And of course, the mother came in there saying what any mother would say on the stand. Sad. Can't believe it happened. Hope you pay. And what follows after that with this man's speech before he gets sentenced is just, like I said in the beginning, treacherous.
Unbelievable comments from a convicted murderer, unprecedented words from the judge. Eric Hansen was in the courtroom this morning as Randall Moore's incredible sentencing hearing unfolded.
And it sounds wild, Eric.
It is. In about 14 years of reporting, I've never seen anything like this play out.
The first guy says unprecedented, the middle chick says wild, and the last guy says, I've never seen anything like this ever in my life. You know this shit's gonna be crazy, man. Prepare yourselves now.
In a courtroom a year and a day after Randall Moore kidnapped, raped, and shot his wife in the mouth, everyone involved let it fly.
Damn.
TereseAnn Lynch Moore's mom had the first word.
You are now dead and rotting and repulsive to me.
But then the murderer, who was dressed in sentencing stripes instead of a trial suit, started in.
Read the journal she wrote. She hated you.
Thank you, Judge.
She hated you.
Thank you.
You're a loser.
For 10 minutes, Moore went on, throwing around allegations of abuse in TereseAnn's past.
As TereseAnn left, I started thinking about why she had left and what could have been done differently during this whole process. And then I started going through some totes of hers. I found a tote that had miscellaneous journals, and I went through every item. I read every single page of every journal that she had ever written since she was a little girl. That has got to be the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm not saying what I did was any better, but and then TereseAnn talks in these journals about how her mom, she went to live with her mom in Texas, and Sheila talks about how her mom and TereseAnn were so close, which was quite the opposite. There's so many journal entries. They've got the journals now; they can read through all of them. But TereseAnn talks about how she went to live with her mom in Texas, and I've got this stuff memorized because I read it so many times. She went to live with her mom in Texas, and her mom was dating a guy named Farron. She was gone days in, days out, 2-3 days at a time. TereseAnn and her siblings, Kathleen, would call, crying, telling their mom why they wanted her to come home, and her mom would be like, you guys will be fine, just eat this, I'll be home in another day. Finally, DHS stepped in and said, hey, what's going on here? TereseAnn wrote in her journals how she lied to the DHS worker and acted like her mom was at work or at the grocery store or things of this nature. And finally, it was too much. Neighbors stepped in, and DHS finally sent her back to live with her father in Garner, Iowa. My mom and my sister are sitting here in the courtroom. They're a witness to it. It's not like I'm making this up. They read the letter, and they both cried, and I was kind of upset about it. To do that to your child is pretty sick and disgusting. So
keep in mind that the girl that he's speaking on, don't lose track now, is the girl that he murdered. So this guy's so sick, mentally twisted in love that he's actually feeling remorse for the girl because of all the shit she went through. But at the same time, he did something way worse than any of them did.
It's pretty sick and disgusting. So talking about being a good parent, I was a good parent to my sons, both of them. I coached Taylor's Ankeny Little League team to a championship. I coached his AAU basketball team. I went to his classroom and did readings to his class. I've spanked my 11-year-old son one time in 11 years, and that was because he spit at his mom. And I cried for spanking him because I told myself when I was growing up I would never spank my kids no matter what. And my son Levi, I was there through the whole birth, prenatal classes. I mean, I did everything. Me and my wife was so happy about the whole thought of us having a baby, and we told each other no matter what.
See, what I don't like about these type of situations is this man can say whatever he wants. The girl's dead. She can't even fight for herself. She can't rebuttal. And he's just painting himself to be a superstar. There's nothing about you that's a superstar, bud. You killed the girl because she didn't want to be with your ass no more. My recommendation to any men or women out there, if y'all are like going through some rough patches, that's one thing. But if stuff starts going to the courtroom and they put, you know, pieces of paper on you to stay away from the kids and all this other stuff, it's time to say bye-bye. If she's taking it to the courtroom, it's a done deal. If you're to ask me, at least, when it comes down to not seeing your kids and all that shit. I think the mother is dead serious. But if that's the case, just walk the hell away, bruh. Don't keep going back to the house sleeping with the girl, no matter what she says. Even if she calls you back, says, hey, you want to come over? But what about that damn stay away order? It don't matter. I'm not going to say nothing. You come on over. Don't. Stay the hell away from her, man. She put a restraining order on your ass. It's done. A lot of guys and girls like to linger around thinking shit will work, it will turn around. Usually it's just because they're comfortable and they don't really want to change, start fresh. But if you're not jiving with the person, get the hell out of there.
Thought of us having a baby, and we told each other no matter what. We went to marriage classes before we got married.
Why the hell are you going to marriage classes before you even got married? Red flag. Red flag numero uno. I'm not going to be with no chick if I already got to take freaking... and no disrespect to anybody out there that has done it like this and succeeded later on in life. But me personally, you know, if I have to go through some kind of counseling with you and I just met you after the first year of meeting you and we're going through counseling, it ain't gonna last. I'm gone. Okay, I'm gone. I'm going to find someone else.
Fight to the end till there's nothing left to fight for. We would go to counseling, whatever happened, we would never just give up, because she talks in her journals about how her mom just walked out on her dad with no forewarning, no nothing, and how it ruined her life, and she hated her mom for that. And that's the reason she would never walk out on a relationship. Well, the day that TereseAnn died, me and her had a conversation, and TereseAnn, the first thing I told TereseAnn, I gave her the letter that I wrote for her that talks about the postpartum depression and the things that was going on in her head that I didn't understand as a man, because I didn't know what postpartum was. I thought the reason my wife was bitchy and nagging all the time was because she was just that way. And you know what the funny thing is? The day after a no contact order was put on me, that girl was laying in my bed with me. So she wasn't too worried about anything. It was just something to get a piece of paper to keep me away, but then they always came back. And I'll tell you point blank, I have not 1 ounce of remorse for TereseAnn's death.
I mean, what can I say? I've read many stories almost exactly like this, where the guy snaps or the girl snaps because they can't see the kids and everything else is just put together, and you know, their breaking point breaks. This guy, man, I can honestly tell when he says he does not have any remorse for the death of his wife, he's telling the truth. He really don't give two shits.
Not 1 ounce of remorse for TereseAnn's death. It could have all been prevented. All you had to do is let me see my kid. Now you're never going to see her again.
The court doesn't allow me to punish you any more than I'm doing now. If I could, I would.
And Randall Moore was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences in prison without parole, plus several years for the attempted murder charge. He also tried to hide assets from TereseAnn Moore's family, but the judge ordered every last picture and dollar to be turned over to the family. The tension and the unbelief in the courtroom was unlike anything I've experienced before.
There you have it, 3 life sentences without the possibility of parole, with a little extra change on the side. But damn, you know, stories like this happen way too often. Like I said during the video, if anybody's going through a situation, you know, like this, or y'all are just beefing every single day, you and your significant other, just step the hell away. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's short video. Do not forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell if you did. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I salute to every last one of you who've been supporting me since the beginning, and everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be safe and stay free.